go. I'm unstoppable, do the impossible. I'm irresponsible, yet I'm phenomenal. I got an arsenal, I'm dropping bombs, you know. No, I'm not stopping, no. Conquer the obstacle. To the top, here I go, think I'm chosen to be the king of rock, think the people are spoken. I can hear the tick-tock of the clock, I'm in motion. So now I'm gonna pop, causing all this commotion.
Yeah, sometimes I think that I'm unstoppable. Yeah, ready to go, man. That's right, I swear to God that I can drop you, bro. I got a shot and I ain't stopping, no. That's how I know that I'm unstoppable. That's how I know that I'm unstoppable. Yeah, let's go. I don't care what they all say, I'ma do this thing my way. Been grinding hard on it all day. We work hard, then we don't play. I'm addicted to the grind, man. So I refuse to waste time, man. One day it all will be fine, man. Gotta commit to the climb. You know we're back with the Guinness, setting records every minute. Every track, in addiction to the fact that we're winning. Still we lack, something's missing. Need a track that is hitting, making racks, making waves. That's the mission. I don't waste time, no, I make time. All these people wanna hate, fine, I'ma make mine. While you sitting there complaining, I'll be training. While you sitting there just waiting, I'm creating. Yeah, sometimes I think that I'm unstoppable. Yeah, ready to go, man, lock and load. That's right, I swear to God that I could drop you, bro. Yeah, I got a shot and I ain't stopping, no. That's how I know that I'm unstoppable. That's how I know that I'm unstoppable.
You're never gonna make it, you're not good enough. There's a million other people with the same stuff. You really think you're different? Man, you must be kidding. Think you're gonna hit it, but you just don't get it. It's impossible, it's not probable, you're irresponsible. Too many obstacles, you gotta stop it, yo. You gotta take it slow, you can't be a pro. Don't waste your time no more. Who the fuck are you to tell me what to do? I don't give a damn if you say you disapprove. I'm gonna make my move, I'm gonna make it soon. And I'll do it cause it's what I wanna fucking do. Cause all these opinions and all these positions, they come in millions. They walk in your vision, but no, you can't listen. That shit is all fiction. Cause you hold the power as long as you're dreaming.
There's no way that you make it, and maybe you can fake it, but you're never gonna make it. Are you just gonna take that? Make them take it all back. Don't tell me you believe that. Are you just gonna take that? Or will you fucking fight back? Fight back.
You ain't gonna make it, you ain't never ever gonna break it. You can never beat them and they're better than you face it. Thinking that they give a damn, you're not just break it. No, they don't give a damn, you got what I'm saying? I'm not fucking playing, I'll give it to you straight, man. There's too many others and you're not that great, man. Stop what you're saying, stop what you're making. Everybody here knows. Nah, I don't wanna hear it anymore. I don't wanna hear it anymore. All these fucking thoughts, they are not what I need anymore. I'm about to shut the motherfucking door on all you poor ass haters with your heads in the clouds, talking out loud so proud. You better shut your goddamn mouth before I do more speak out. It's about to head south.
You're never gonna make it. There's no way that you make it. And maybe you can fake it, but you're never gonna make it. Are you just gonna take that? Make them take it all back. Don't tell me you believe that. Are you just gonna take that? Or will you fucking fight back? Or will you fucking fight back?
You hide behind that mask you use. And did you think this fool could never win? Well, look at me.
Don't you disrespect me, little man.
Let's dance in style.
Hallo, hier bin ich. Ich hab Waffen. Also kann ich die Süßigkeitenverkäufer später noch abknallen. So, ich mach so, gib mir deine ganzen Süßigkeiten und dann knalle ich die ab. Hä?
Praxis.
Heißt das so?
Ja.
Ich kann mir dann einen Tag holen.
Nein.
Joyeux Halloween. Halloween. Logique, c'est Halloween, les connards.
Fantastisk, bare sjans. tenker på det. Blir mest ut når jeg tenker på det. Du er fantastisk.
Ja, det er
Har en sjans hvis jeg smiler mot det. Elektrisk. Deep in the dark, I don't need the light. There's a ghost inside me. It all belongs to the other side. We live, we love, we lie. Is this a place that I call home to find what I've become? Walk along the path unknown. We live, we love, we lie. I don't need the light. There's a ghost inside me. It all belongs to the other side. We love, we lie. Take apart your lips on what's buried underneath. Throwing up my own socket. I pulling out some lonely artists. I'm feeling I can cope with living life. You got me once before. I'm breaking down the doors. I run, don't run. And I want you back. You got me stopping off the block flow like a heart attack. Replicate me, come home. You're the best alive. You can't have me. Leaving in your body, you can't have it back. Replicate me, come home. and all the blood felt like a heart attack. Finally have you. No, I was built to last. So let me have you. Giving you my life, you can't have it back. Finally have you.
Bonsoir tout le monde.
Nee, ich habe halt einfach keine Ahnung. dann machen wir jetzt halt mal und dann hat er sich
Dann merkst du es noch. Wegen sowas zu streiten. Hallo. Ruf doch den Schwankau mal an jetzt.
30 seconds. Competition begins in 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Mission begins in 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Our control. We have lost control point. Alert! The control point is being captured. Alert! Our control point is being captured. Alert! Our last control point is being captured. Alert! The final control point is being contested. Alert! The control point is being contested. Alert! Mission ends in 60 seconds. We have lost control point. in 30 seconds. Mission ends in 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2. Victors. Mission begins. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Stab, stab, stab. 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 Stab, stab, stab.
We have secured the control point.
No, stay back.
We have captured the control point.
Medic! 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 Bloody bogan!
Competition begins in 60 seconds. Mission begins in 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Yeah.
Secure the control point. Victor. Mission begins in 10 seconds.
Eat my dust!
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Alert. The control point is being contested. Alert. Our control point is being captured. We have lost the control point. We have lost it. Alert. The control point is being captured. Alert! The final control point is being contested. Alert! The final control point is being contested.
来电消息要持续6度，还难拿上来。给你
From solving Rubik's Cubes in mere seconds to instantly drinking water, today we're going to be checking out people who have some of the craziest talents. Quick disclaimer though, never try anything in this video as they are done by trained professionals in controlled environments. For this guy, gravity simply doesn't exist. This guy has never used a door in his entire life, and why would you if you could do what he can?
Yeah. Oh my god.
This girl is so flexible that she can skate under a pole that is only 14 inches off the floor. This guy mastered the art of balancing objects on one another. He's about to let go of it. Check this out. This guy has some really impressive accuracy when it comes to hockey. All this guy needs is a wine bottle and 2 glasses to perform this incredible trick. This kid solved a Rubik's Cube in 0.49 seconds. He pretty much just picks it up, instantly solves it, then puts it back down. When your friend asks for a sip of water.
Cheers. And it's gone. Whew. 16.9 ounces down the gullet. Hope you enjoyed it.
Here's a kid with the talent to make chicken disappear.
This is our friend Samson, and he's gonna down a whole chicken wing to the bone in like 3 seconds or something. He loves chicken. How many seconds do you think you'll take? Paul Jaws and 5 seconds. 5 seconds. No, are you ready? Wait, shush. Ready? No, do it. No, Samson's gonna do this. 5, 4. Okay, he did that in 2 seconds. I said 2 seconds, I called it. Oh my god.
We have the same guy now, but much older. Let's see if he still has his talent. Who needs stairs? Definitely not this guy. This kid decided that being the best at ping pong wasn't enough for him, so he decided to come up with some trick shots. These are the best ones. This woman mastered the art of balancing herself on a bicycle. Yes, those are handlebars that she is standing on. This kid just broke the world record for the fastest Rubik's Cube solve, coming in at 4.73 seconds. Pretty unbelievable. This kid drinks water so fast that some people actually think he's faking it. This person made an incredibly realistic looking dragon out of chocolate. An artist figured out how to make a drawing look like it's popping out of the page. Here's how gymnasts eat their breakfast in the morning.
Lyssna inte på någon som säger att du kan bli rik snabbt. Det är fake och det stämmer inte.
This guy definitely has the fastest hands in the world.
Yes.
Normal people use knives to cut their fruits and vegetables, but if you're this guy, he uses playing cards.
The 48-year-old from eastern China is challenging the Guinness World Record for throwing playing cards to slice vegetables. He's been training for 10 years to slice fruit and veg, and has even progressed to cutting watermelons.
This guy is able to say words so quickly that he rapped 1,000 of them in just 2 minutes.
Just so I can blow your mind and make it look so easy. Everybody wanna try it, but your lungs are probably suffocated, then you'll end up dying. I'ma take a sword and come up. Capillaries open, lava coming out my mouth, and I'm a rap so fucking smoking. Anybody wanna try to play the game with magazines, and I be coming like a Wolverine to show my teeth to chew 'em. I'm about to silly rapper on the throat and daily bleeding. I'll be taking every dollar out your pocket, now we even. I'll be taking every crumb out of your plate, that's so I'm eating. What the f you gonna do? I crack your shoulder and then I reach, and I'm the best that ever did this. I've no rap, they're not a match for me. You gotta know that I can drop a line so hard it cracks a tree and poke you in the eyeball with a mic cord. Now you have to see that when I rap, I don't have to breathe. Oh shit, 2 minutes and 3 seconds. Well, that was 1,030 words. New world record! Yeah!
The Pyramix is a triangular Rubik's Cube, and this kid breaks a world record by solving it in 0.91 seconds. Once you see it, you can't unsee it. This kid chugged an entire water bottle in less than a second during class.
Okay, so what we're going to talk about today, okay, is going to be systems. Okay, a system is nothing more than two linear equations. Okay.
He chugged this entire drink in 12 seconds.
Cheers, folks.
Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time on Sky to Verge.
Before we attack each other and tear ourselves to shreds like a pack of maniacs, let's just open the sack first and see what's actually in it. It might not even be worth the trouble.
Hi.
Okay, it's worth it.
To break the law with your freedom intact, you need to be either smart, intimidating, or lucky. But some miscreants don't match any of those criteria. In fact, some criminals are so incredibly dumb that they end up doing the hard work for the police, making their arrest not only simple, but inevitable. From robbers who accidentally called the cops on themselves to California's phantom pooper, let's explore some embarrassingly dumb people who clearly don't want their freedom. Comical criminality. When a Missouri comic book store had 3,000 comics stolen from a storage unit, the owner was devastated. He sent a message around asking local stores to notify him in the event that anyone attempted to cash in on them. You can imagine his surprise when they all showed up one day at his own store, accompanied by the woman who stole them. The less than genius thief was attempting to sell the comics to the very store she had stolen them from, despite the boxes having the owner's details and signature. With the help of police, the criminal was caught and the comics returned to their rightful owner. With a failure of this level, perhaps they should have tried to steal a brain instead. Don't blow it! 2 Florida burglars probably thought they were very clever indeed when they had the bright idea to use a blowtorch to break into an ATM. But the reason welding gear isn't standard equipment for ATM robbers became very clear very quickly. Instead of providing access to the cash, the burning heat welded the ATM's hinges shut. The robbers left with nothing, but the whole event was caught on CCTV, and images of the embarrassing escapade were shared with the whole world by Okaloosa's County Sheriff's Office. 3 in a bed. In 2018, 3 British teenagers aged between 16 and 19 were jailed after an attempted burglary went hilariously wrong. After receiving reports that 4 teens had been acting suspiciously outside a house in Leighton Buzzard, England, police arrived on the scene. Upon entering the house, officers found the teenagers hiding in a bed, pretending to sleep. Officers may have tucked them in had it not been for the large amount of stolen jewelry hidden under the bedsheets with them. Despite being caught, the teenagers tried to double down on the lies and pretend that they didn't even know each other, despite being in the same bed, in someone else's house. Unsurprisingly, the police saw through their stories, and now, looking at their mugshots, you may think, I can't believe these smart-looking young men would be involved in such a thing. But it's true. Deputy doorbell. Video doorbells are becoming an increasingly common safety feature in homes, allowing homeowners to easily see who approaches their door, even while out of the house. The doorbells are always on and always recording, something not all thieves seem to be aware of. One would-be thief in Fresno, California was captured attempting to steal 4 separate video doorbells in the same neighborhood on the same day. The level of stupidity on show was almost unbelievable. After all, he must have known what the doorbell camera's functions were in order to understand their value, and yet he seemed to somehow forget they'd be filming him when he went to nab them, as he didn't even cover his face. What's more, he couldn't even remove 3 of the 4 cameras, so he gained very little besides the embarrassment of being caught. Toy criminal. In 2016, police in Indio, California were on the hunt for a thief who climbed through the ceiling of a YMCA and stole money from a cash register. The whole thing was caught on CCTV, and his entrance was about as smooth as a sandpaper baby wipe. But it gets better. Unfortunately for the burglar, the cash register was a toy, and the cash inside was worthless play money. If the profit from a burglary reflects a thief's intelligence, I think it's fair to say this one earned about as much as he deserved. Hungry for punishment. In 2018, a phone thief's penchant for convenient snacks proved to be his downfall. The Chicago rookie criminal was easily located by police after he used his stolen phone to order Uber Eats to his doorstep. After stealing the phone at gunpoint, the thief used the victim's app to purchase food, despite how easily the police could trace his location. After all, the food was delivered to his own home. While I'm sure it would have been a great last meal of freedom, unfortunately for him, the police arrived before his food did. The Phantom Pooper. In 2017, a thief decided to relieve himself mid-burglary, using a toilet inside his unwitting victim's house. You'd have thought he'd have waited for a less tense environment, but I guess when you gotta go, you gotta go. As if a burglary wasn't bad enough, the intruder didn't even have the courtesy to flush. Leaving his unpleasant surprise for the owner of the Ventura, California home, he escaped. But what he hadn't considered was that his parting gift harbored a wealth of his DNA, which police were easily able to match to the profile they already had for him on their database. They caught him, but he will always go down in history as Ventura's fecal phantom. Just remember, stupid people aren't annoying. They are free entertainment. I like to wear the shirt to let people know. Get one via the link on screen and in the description. Arriving in style. In Australia, one criminal made a bad situation even worse when he showed up to court on charges of car theft. in a stolen car. Police officers in the nearby station spotted the parked car, recognizing it as one that had been stolen the week before. When the man emerged from the magistrate's court, having been charged for his initial car thievery, he was instantly arrested again, for the exact same reason. Official binge business. In 2018, a man barged into a Zaxby's fast food restaurant in Snellville, Georgia, and demanded free food. Why? Because he was an undercover FBI agent, of course. At least that's what he claimed. For him, there was no further explanation or proof necessary beyond showing the cashier an empty gun holster. This wasn't enough proof for the cashier, though, who called the police. When police arrived, the odd fellow continued to insist he was an FBI agent. After calling the FBI's Atlanta field office, the officers soon realized that the man had never worked for the FBI, to the surprise of, well, no one at all. Though I'll admit, it's one of the most creative ways I've seen someone attempt to get free food. Keeping up appearances. An Australian fugitive's time on the run was cut short by vanity and stupidity in 2016 after she escaped from a correctional facility. Local police posted pictures of the fugitive on social media, asking the public to keep an eye out for her. But the fugitive herself found the photos to be subpar. In a moment of utter brilliance, she contacted the police department on Facebook to request that they use a more attractive photo than her mugshot, because God forbid she, a convicted criminal, look bad in the public eye. She even had the courtesy to provide a replacement. The police declined the offer, but they did, however, use her Facebook post and activity to track her down. Off without a hitch. When an escaped inmate tried to hitch a ride on a Kentucky highway in 2018, his hopes were high when a car slowed down to pick him up. Unfortunately for him, the car was being driven by an officer of the law. Well, technically, he was campus police, but he still knew something was amiss. After all, the inmate had handcuffs dangling off of one of his wrists. The prisoner had made a break for freedom during a routine transfer, and officers had lost track of him in the pursuit. He thought he was getting a ride, and while he did, it was back to prison. Butt of the joke. When an emergency operator in Fresno, California answered a call and their standard questions went unanswered, they were puzzled. The operator listened in to see if they could piece together the situation on the other end of the phone. Instead of an ongoing emergency, the operator overheard the two men discussing their plans for a drug deal. That wasn't bad enough. The men then continued to make plans to rob cars to fund their drug habits. It soon became clear that the callers had fallen victim to a seriously unfortunate butt dial, to precisely the last number they could have hoped to call. The operator dispatched the police to their location, and the bumbling pair were arrested before they could do any damage. In another story of butt dials gone wrong, two men accidentally called 911 while discussing their plans to rob a barbecue restaurant in Kentucky. Their call included in-depth details about their plan and their identities. The 911 operator traced their call to the parking lot of the restaurant and sent officers to the scene. But not only was the criminals' conversation inadvertently shared directly with authorities, the local police chief was sat inside the restaurant they were targeting. Needless to say, he intercepted them in the parking lot, presumably after finishing his last rib. Though the men were caught by the police, surely their worst punishment was being banned from the barbecue restaurant for life. A very special agent. In one of the strangest cases of 2019, an American woman found her way into the CIA headquarters multiple times over a 3-day period, seeking a rather unusual member of staff. Despite the fact she was technically trespassing on her repeated entries to the HQ, the matter at hand was clearly above the law. Each time she entered, she demanded to speak to Agent Penis. She insisted that she had been recruited to join the CIA by the uniquely named agent, but staff refused to believe her. Her repeated attempts to enter the secure building landed her in custody, and she was charged with a Class B misdemeanor. Little did they know, somewhere in a CIA back office, Agent Peter Enos sits waiting long and hard impatiently to this day for his new recruit, wondering what's taking her so long. Selfie slip-up. Technology caused the downfall of another dumb criminal in 2014. When the criminal ran off with expensive jewelry from a London jeweler's, he probably felt like a master of his craft. But when police arrived, they noticed he'd left his mobile phone in his hasty exit, as well as his bag. As if it wasn't already easy enough for the police, he'd put a selfie as the lock screen. For someone who'd successfully stolen $300,000 worth of valuables before his capture, that was a jewel of a blunder. License and mastication. Drunk driving is about as stupid as it gets, but in 2018, one Canadian drunk driver somehow outdid himself when asked for his license and registration after being pulled over. In his inebriated confusion, instead of his license, he handed the arresting officer the hamburger he'd been chowing down on. In that state, it's amazing he even made it that far. Needless to say, the driver was promptly arrested and charged with intoxication and dangerous driving. Unluckily for him, the cops had already eaten. Hidden in plain sight. When a burglar attempted to enter a house through a back window before quickly disappearing, the terrified homeowners thought they had scared them off by loudly calling the police. But when police arrived to investigate, they realized the burglar was still in the yard. Bizarrely though, rather than run off, the burglar had chosen to sit on a patio chair, perfectly still, attempting to hide in plain sight. Unfortunately for him, police officers aren't T-Rexes from Jurassic Park and don't require movement to see. Seeing as this is the real world, the lawn chair bandit was quickly spotted and arrested. Window of inopportunity. Last but definitely not least, this confounded criminal was quite literally caught in the act when his attempted burglary ended with him suspended upside down from a window. After attempting to climb through a small open window in broad daylight, the burglar's pants became caught on the window frame and he was left dangling upside down for more than an hour. As a crowd gathered to ridicule the incompetent criminal, he tried to convince them that he'd gotten stuck while attempting to stop someone else from robbing the house. The hammer in his hand, which he'd used to smash the larger window in an attempt to escape after becoming trapped, suggested otherwise though. Obviously no one believed him, and being an English community, no one set him free either, leaving him hanging there until the police arrived. Were you as baffled as I was by the stupidity on show in these criminals? Which one surprised you the most? Better yet, have you ever witnessed a criminal fooled by their own stupidity? Let me know in the comment section below. Thanks for watching.
へえ、そうなんだ。って、あなたもここで修行？ふーん。まあ、ただの偶然で別に縁があるってわけじゃ。じゃなくて、だからなんであなたたちがいるのよ。あのガイド君から、悪いことしちゃったわね。じゃなくて、人違いじゃないの？グリ持って正体不明のか正体不明の怪盗。なんなのよ。
おお。
アーロンさん。見ちゃダメです。
もう立て直しやがったか。だがバンの野郎からは完全にくそ。オレン
ジです。この場合はどう考えても不可抗力でしょうけれど。
まあ
完全に事故だったが、役得だったのは確かだしな。思い切りやってくれや。依頼料も少しは負けてやるぜ。
こんな時まで依頼料の話なんてプロとしては見上げたもんだけど、冷静に。しかも微妙に値切ってんじゃないわよ。
Den här, långärmad, pösig. Eller kanske den här, den är också fin. Eller varför inte den här?
Oh, perfect! Another snack has wandered my...
So when I was younger, I developed a weird habit of saying, ooh, ah, anywhere I went. When I was at school, the teacher would ask me a question and my answer would be, ooh, ah. When I was in church and everybody would say amen, I would say, ooh, ah. And even at home, I was saying it all over the house. Ooh, ah, ooh, ah, ooh, ah. Enough! By this time, my dad was completely over it. If I hear you say that ooh, ah, one more time, the Lord is my witness, you gonna get it. Well, after my dad left for work, I went in the fridge to get a glass of water. Something about that water was so refreshing, and I looked around and let out a big ooh, ah. When I closed the fridge door, my dad was standing right there with his butt-whooping belt. Dad, I didn't say ooh, ah, I said ooh, ah, you know, after you drink something. But he didn't buy it, and I never said ooh, ah, ever again.
Hi, I'm Brianna from New York. Please like and subscribe. I was raised by my single dad who owned a multi-million-dollar company. Even though he was super busy, he always put me first, and I felt truly loved. He worked from home till I was 3, and then he hired the best nannies to take care of me while he was away. Life was good until one day, something really strange happened. I was 4 years old when one night, I saw Dad working really late and I decided to make him some hot chocolate. As I walked over to his desk, I suddenly tripped on the carpet and spilled it all over his laptop.
Oh my god, Brianna, you fried my laptop. It has so much important stuff on it.
Suddenly, I felt something happen to my face. I could feel my lips and nose and cheeks twitch uncontrollably. Dad noticed it and immediately took me to the doctor. She told us that face twitching was an involuntary condition, and it just happened to some people when they were stressed. There wasn't really any cure for it. When I turned 5, Dad enrolled me in the best school around. In the first lesson, the teacher asked us all to write a few lines about ourselves. But this girl next to me kept talking so loudly with her friends, I could hardly focus.
Hi, can you make a little less noise, please? I'm trying to write and... Gosh, are you telling me you're as stupid as you look? Don't interrupt me again.
Just then, my face twitched, and she looked even angrier as the others laughed. She thought I was mocking her, and after that day, Mona became my sworn enemy. And it just stayed that way forever, even when we got older. Once, when I was in 7th grade, Dad and I got stuck in traffic on our way home. and we saw a homeless couple on the pavement fighting over a sandwich. A boy my age was sitting near them with a basket of apples.
My job is to make college easier because students have a lot on their plates.
And he came running towards us. "Sir, would you like to buy a pound of apples? It only costs $1, and with that, I'll buy dinner." Dad bought 5 pounds and gave him $200. The boy's face lit up and he skipped off happily.
Poor kid. He should be in school, but his parents can't afford it.
"Dad, why don't we do that? Let's send him to school. Please, can we?" He smiled and nodded. A week later, Dad enrolled him in my school, and when the teacher introduced him to the class, I found out his name was Jack. He didn't seem to recognize me, and I never brought it up that I'd seen him before, or that my dad was the one who helped him. I didn't want him to feel embarrassed, but the rest of the kids were brutal, especially that Mona.
Hey, Jack, why do you walk to school every day? Where's your car, man?
Come on, guys. Can't you see how poor he is? His pants are 2 sizes too small for him, and all he eats for lunch are apples. I wanted to punch her face, but Jack didn't even react and walked away. I asked Dad to get him new clothes, and the next day, Jack looked so much happier. One day at the end of class, the teacher asked Jack to collect everyone's assignments. As he was walking through the aisle, someone stuck a leg out and he tripped and landed hard on the floor. I rushed forward to help him, but Mona got there first and threw a whole bottle of ink on him. That was it. I grabbed her bag and threw everything out of the window. She screamed and pulled my hair. I turned around and slapped her face. As we wrestled, we went crashing into a poor kid's solar system project, sending planets flying everywhere, walking towards me in the hallway, and I felt nervous. It was the first time we'd be talking. As he got close, my face started twitching. He stopped and abruptly turned away. "Oh no! Jack, please stop. I didn't mean to tease you."
You just wrinkled your nose like I'm something disgusting. I thought you were different after what you did yesterday.
"Just let me explain, will you?" I told him about my condition and his face softened. We started hanging out after that, and soon we became friends. Well, I started having a small crush on him. He was sweet and simple, unlike any of the other rich, hoity-toity boys I knew. A few days later at a park entrance, someone was selling lottery tickets and we both got a ticket each for fun. The results were posted online the next day, but Jack said he was too nervous to look. I laughed and took both tickets and started scrolling through the results. My eyes almost popped out when I saw some numbers. The winning one was mine. OMG, I'd just won the $10 million lottery. I didn't really need it, but this money could change Jack's life. So without another thought, I switched our tickets. Oh my god, Jack, you've won freaking $10 million. Can you believe this? He stared at me in shock, then started whooping and jumping around like a
Without Squarespace, I wouldn't have an online brand.
crazy monkey. It was the best moment of my life. I was so excited to meet him after the weekend, but as soon as I entered school, I spotted him in a corner surrounded by some kids, including Mona. Gosh, couldn't they just leave him alone? I rushed forward and shouted, "Just knock it off and stop bullying."
No, Brianna, relax. They're my friends.
I stared at him in disbelief. Friends? These guys? Turns out, Jack was on the local news for being the lottery winner, and now everyone in school was suddenly his friend. Kids were swarming over to our table at lunch and nearly knocked me off trying to sit closer to him. Everyone wanted to know what he'd do with his millions. And well, he was spending them. One day, the flashiest yellow sports car drove up to school, and Jack jumped out of the back seat. He was now wearing branded clothes and carrying the latest iPhone, showing everyone pictures of his mansion. I was really happy for him, but he was suddenly so busy with all these new people and going to parties, I barely got to see him anymore. So one day, I texted him to ask if we could meet later, and he said he'd love to take me out for dinner. In fact, he picked out a really fancy restaurant, and it kind of felt like a date? But I was so mad when I kept waiting for 3 hours
and he never showed up. He wouldn't even pick up his phone. On my way home, we were driving past some cafes when suddenly I yelled at my driver to stop. I spotted Jack under a streetlight, putting his scarf around a girl's neck and pulling her in for a kiss. And the girl was freaking Mona. I stormed over to them. What the heck, Jack? You stood me up for dinner, and what are you doing with her? He's kissing me, twitchy face, because I'm his girlfriend. His what? Jack, are you crazy? Gosh, Brianna, I totally forgot about dinner. And no, I'm not crazy. Mona has apologized for everything to me, and she's actually really sweet. No, she's not, Jack. Can't you see she's suddenly into you because you're rich? That's why all those other people are your friends too. What's your problem, Brianna? Why can't you just be happy for me? Does it bother you that I'm not your poor friend anymore? The one you can feel sorry for and take care of? You just can't stand that I'm as rich as you now. I can't believe you just said that. And suddenly, my face started twitching horribly. God, I hate when your face does that. It's so annoying. I snapped and slapped him across the face. I don't even know who you are anymore. And with that, I ran back to my car with angry tears down my face. I was heartbroken, and I told Dad everything that had happened that night. I'm so sorry, sweetheart, and I'm sad to hear Jack's turned out this way. He'll soon realize he's lost the best friend he ever had. Well, it didn't look like it would be anytime soon, because he and Mona were now the hottest new couple in school. I could hardly stand to look at those two. But thankfully, the next few weeks, I was too busy working with my science club members to see much of them. Some professors from Harvard were coming to judge our projects, and we had a chance of winning a spot in a super exclusive summer program. When it was my turn to speak out at our presentation, I started off really confident. But just then, I spotted Mona and Jack in the auditorium pointing and making faces at me. I tried to focus, but I felt so flustered. My face started twitching, and I forgot myself up and ran away from there. I couldn't believe my best friend had become a spiteful jerk, ruining everything for me. I just never spoke to him again. A few days before the end of high school, I was walking past the principal's office when I saw Jack inside. What's happened to you this past year? You've ignored all my warnings, and now you've failed 3 subjects. You're not graduating high school. You'll have to repeat a year. What? Come on. Surely we can find another solution. How about I pay you 10 grand and you make my bad grades go away? Get out of my office, Jack. I quickly walked off before he could see me. He was so smart, but he'd just been wasting his time over stupid things. And Mona publicly dumped him the same day when she found out, because she said she didn't want to be with a loser anymore. I graduated high school with flying colors, and of course, Dad came to attend. Oh, hello, sir. I wasn't expecting to see you here. Well, I was hoping to see you graduate along with my daughter, Jack. Your daughter? What's her name? Brianna. What? Brianna is your daughter? Yes. In fact, she's the one who insisted I send you to school all those years ago. You have a lot to thank her for, son, including that lottery ticket you think you won. I was gathering my stuff from the locker when suddenly I found Jack standing behind me. What do you want? Brianna, I know what you did. What kind of crazy person gives away $10 million? What? How do you know that? It doesn't matter. Just tell me, why did you do that for me? Jack, when I saw you as a kid on the roadside, it broke my heart to think you didn't get as lucky as me to be born to rich parents. That lottery ticket was also just dumb luck. I didn't do anything to deserve it, but I really believed you deserved a better life. I still believe that, and I don't regret giving you the money at all. I can't believe I was such a terrible jerk to the best person in my life. I'm really, really sorry. I don't deserve your forgiveness or your friendship, and I won't ever bother you again. Goodbye, Brianna. I hope you have a wonderful life. He walked away, and I had a lump in my throat as I watched him leave. A few years later at university, I was studying in the library one evening when I realized it was quite late. As I was walking back to my apartment, I suddenly felt like I was being followed. I looked around to find 2 masked men right behind me. I tried to run, but they caught up instantly, and one of them snatched my bag as the other pushed me to the ground. Just then, someone came out of the shadows and punched one of them. To my shock, I saw it was Jack. The two men started beating him up as I screamed for help. Just then a policeman came around the corner and the two men ran away. I called an ambulance and immediately rushed Jack to the hospital. He was unconscious and in really bad shape. He went into a coma. 10 days later, I was sleeping on a chair by his bed when I felt a hand on mine. Oh my God, you're awake? Are you okay? Yes, I'm fine. Jack, why were you there that night? How did you even know where I was? I regret what I did to you so much, Brianna. So I made a promise to myself to always look out for you. I was too stupid to notice, but all those years, you were my guardian angel. You watched over me and stood up for me when no one else did. I owe you my life forever, and I love you, Brianna. Finally, you sound like that sweet boy I used to be friends with. I forgive you, Jack, and I love you too. And with that, I leaned in for a kiss.
Light balance, and look at here, y'all, it's Derek Hoff. This is crazy.
Good evening. Welcome to America's Got Talent.
I'm a little afraid now. I don't know what's gonna happen.
Yeah. And you are you. What do you have a name? You're taped. You're taped. What are you going to be doing? You don't know.
So, what is this?
Maybe will we talk after?
Maybe.
Okay, I love a mystery. Go ahead and do what it is you do.
There's only you in my life, the only thing that's right.
So silly.
My first love, your every breath that I take, your every step I make.
shine so brilliant. Never seen so many men ask you if you wanted to dance, looking for a little romance, given half a chance. I have never seen that dress you're wearing, all the highlights in your hair that catch your eye. I have been blind, lady in red.
Conversation, a little more action. All this aggravation ain't satisfaction anymore.
Oh, this guy is great.
Hi, Tape Face. How have you been doing since the last time we saw you? Good? You're looking good. People are nervous back there? Anything you want to tell us? No.
No.
All right, then start.
Great.
I gave a letter to the postman. He put it in his sack. Return to sender. No such song.
face. Always making something out of nothing.
Need a gift for your man this holiday? Meet the $60 Japanese knife the internet is calling a samurai sword for your kitchen. That's sold out 3 times.
Be careful now. Broke the toilet seat.
Everyone has tales about the strange and bizarre. My story is about how my ski mask saved my life, and continues to save my life to this very day. Late in December, I was traveling north from California to my home state of Oregon. Nothing fancy, I was just going to visit the family for the holidays. On my way north, I hit a small snowstorm.